on, and before we do that, I want to issue an apology to Manny.
Oh,
Oh,
Manny, I'm sorry. We got to do it. You got to
Another
cover.
one?
You got to cover this fucking story.
oh, it's another abandoned one.
It never ends.
Oh God!
So we got to
All
do
right,
it.
Here we go.
Because now
All
our
right.
boy Hassan, he went around to a couple of websites giving interviews.
Oh, he's actually talking now.
Yeah. So one of the ones we'll get into it. You know, I have a kind of conspiracy theory thought about this. So this one's from enemy.com. IGN did one, but we didn't really get anything. But this one, he says something that's like, what? Because it's contradictory. He says that this game is not a horror game.
Okay.
After
What is it?
specifically saying it's a horror game. Many times tweeting out, now it's not a horror game. It says it has horror elements.
What is it? A stealth game?
He says it's a first-person survival game. And the other thing from this interview that's the most interesting, he finally at least said it. He goes, no, this is not Silent Hills, nothing to do with Metal Gear. So that's at least confirmed. You know,
Okay.
even though we knew that already, you know.
Yeah, we knew that shit already.
But you know, because people were still like, I want to believe, you know.
Yeah,
So,
they you know, it's they started those rumors back, before. Oh, we are in no way connected to Hideo Kojima. Why would you even say that? Like
So dumb.
beforehand, on Steam they had said it on one of their things. We are in no way connected to Hideo Kojima. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, did anybody ask that you were? It seems like they're just putting that shit out there just so that they could get a little attention.
yeah, that's what I think.
But now the biggest mystery is is where they're getting their funding from.
Yeah. By the way, I'm glad you say that because Hassan is very upset that people are saying that this is a scam.
Yeah.
Okay, but bro, if it smells like a scam, looks like a scam, I'm calling it a scam. You know, it's like, where are you getting this money from?
Yeah.
Where is this funding coming from?
Yeah. Okay. Number one, they took a company that has not shipped anything.
Nothing.
Nothing, with the exception of some things that were pulled off the store that didn't do anything, or canceled titles. Even in the IGN article, he's saying, "Oh yeah, we realized we wasn't, what we were doing wasn't good, and when we canceled it, you guys just put out something."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they have been able to keep this sort of exclusive deal with Sony for years.
Somehow. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you mentioned. Sorry, Carlos, always you but I'm glad you mentioned the IGN thing because some people are also questioning. Because remember, all this kind of came to light from a Reddit post, right? Even though the post had links to every single thing, people were dismissing it. So IGN came out to verify, like, yes, all that shit is true. What that Reddit guy posted, all that was true. Yep. You know, so it has been since 2015 that this guy's been pulling this stunt. You know. Anyway, Carlos, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, they even talked about how they had investors that contributed to the game, and he said, "Yeah, well, we gave the investors their money back, and we paid them back for essentially all the costs." And I'm like, how? How the
fuck did you just manage to pay? They had a Kickstarter. They had a bunch of people or something. No, it was Steam Greenlight. They had already paid. People had already paid. All of a sudden, they somehow managed to pay everybody off.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. He's independently wealthy.
That's what I think.
That's
and apparently,
what I think.
That's one of the theories.
Yeah. Apparently, the core team is 10 people, right? But apparently, he said this before. But apparently now it's been expanded to 50. So how's he paying all these people?
Yeah.
It's like 50. It's like 50, and he said with freelancers and stuff like that. So in other words, situational hires.
Did he explain?
Usually, when game development happens, this is it's common throughout game development where they'll have their main team and then they'll have a bunch of freelancers or people that they hire in to come in and do stuff.
Yeah.
Did he explain why he had stock images for employees on their website?
No, nobody asked him about that. It's funny.
You know what I mean?
It's funny. Colin Moriarty, he kind of called out a lot of sites. Like he's like, why didn't these guys ask him the really hard questions? Where is he getting this funding from? Why is he using stock images? He was asking this shit. So I'm like, yeah, maybe he should go on Sacred Symbols and fucking, But he's not gonna do. He wants these songs. Apparently, this is kind of annoying. So this website, he apparently told them what the game's about, but he told them not to tell people what the game's about.
Oh boy!
Like, come on, man.
Whatever.
Come on, it's shady.
Yeah.
Shady.
So yeah, it's like apparently some. He goes. At first, we said it was going to be an open world game, but with the high quality graphics we have now, we had to sacrifice that. It's not really open world anymore. It's a linear story. All right.
And now it's 8-bit. There we go.
And
real quick, Battlefield is $60 for PS4 and $70 for PS5.
That's the new price. I'm just reading some of these quotes here. The special thing about Abandon is that it has a new game mechanic. All right, bro.
Okay.
What was the old game mechanic? God damn,
Yeah, exactly. What was the old game? How about that?
Exactly.
It's playable now. That's the mechanic.
Yeah.
In his mind. In his mind.
Somebody read Karaman, that's the dude's name. Everything you do in the game has an effect on the player character if you sprint. I guess the guy's name is Jason. Jason gets out of breath, and that in turn affects his aim. If he's afraid, he'll become nervous, and this will affect how you're able to play. Okay?
It's not the first. We played plenty of games that do that.
The way you explore, the way you receive damage, the way you just play the game is a whole different way. That is achieved by high-end motion capture. We do motion capture ourselves, and we create systems for the game based on animation data.
Where do you do this? Where?
It's got to be a studio, so there has to be data on where this is happening. Who are these actors? You know?
How do you go from 10 to 50, and now you got mocap guys? Come on now.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm reading all this shit. I'm like, I don't know. I think, this is the conspiracy part. I think he may be duping a lot of these sites, because he knows that these sites are going to give him coverage, right? So he's just going. So and conspiracy, don't take that. Take it with the heaviest grain of salt.
The Borat guy.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah. What if he's pulling that? What if this is he's filming this and this is him just spreading to see how long he can go, tricking everybody into that he's getting this game and he's collecting this money and doing all sorts. How long can this last?
I don't know, man. That's what. Yeah, I mean, and there's no time frame for the game. Obviously, we saw what happened with the app. Like these motherfuckers couldn't even get that going. It's crazy.
And then they launched the app, and it has literally the same 2-second trailer that they had from the previous thing. So why did you bother?
Yeah,
is that the one with the guy taking a poop?
It's the one who's just the guy walking. That's it.
There's
no guy pooping.
He's taking a poop.
No, he's just walking across the floor, and then
at least right here he admits that the launch was a disaster. He says that. He goes, "It's been a really big disaster. People are really disappointed." Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
So
and their follows keep going up. People want to know what they got, but I mean, again, what they had wasn't fucking impressive at all.
I think this guy's full of it, man.
I still think it's a scam.
Yeah, again, it's either this guy's independently wealthy or some kind of money laundering scheme. We have to make this stuff up because we don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Why? The biggest question is why be so mysterious at this point in time when you're a bunch of nobodies at this point in time? Why are we playing these fucking games? Why aren't you telling people what this is? Every single other independent game developer out there literally because they know they're new to the industry, they're not playing all coy. Maybe this, maybe that. No, you know what these games are.
Yeah,
I think this could be. I don't know how many of you guys seen the Fire Festival documentary.
Shit!
This gives me a serious Fire Festival vibes, and I think it's just the way this guy Hassan, the way he carries himself. It's like he gets on Twitter videos and sends them and he's talking to people like he actually has a fan base.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand that these people are just fucking looking at an animal at a zoo that they don't know what the hell to make of. They're like, what the hell is this? What are we supposed to make of this? And he carries himself like he has a fan base, and he carries himself like he's a reputable head of a studio, and he has like a reputable studio that's made a game. None of that. I don't know. He doesn't. He feels entitled not to explain more than he already has. You know, it's like a lot of eyes and a huge spotlight has been placed upon this studio, and they're not transparent in the way, you know, he's had these interviews, but he still doesn't like mentions like, why the hell did you release a fucking application to a trailer? You released a trailer to an application to a trailer.
Yes.
And it's fucking weird. Everything about this is fucking weird. And obviously the least weird thing about this are the whole fucking Kojima theories, because you know it's just a bunch of people that are fucking bored out of their minds and are just trying to, you know, they can put 2 and 2 together, and they think that fucking, you know, they solved a fucking differential equation of it. You know, so it's you know, that's just the boring part. But the fact that this studio and the head guy is just fucking plain out weird and doesn't really communicate the way that a head of a studio communicates, it's just, you know, it's odd. And I don't think anything, let alone the backlash that the community's gonna give to this guy and his studio for not gonna be able to deliver what, you know, they think that he's gonna deliver. But you know, look at all of this is gonna go sideways when the fucking IRS comes and is like, "Yo, man, what you guys been doing?"
Yeah,
because someone's got to find out what they've been doing.
Does he own any other companies or businesses?
He's a total mystery, and that's why people thought he was, you know, like an AR game, because usually those AR things don't. You know, usually don't have that much development into the people. Like, you know, that Joaquin Mogren guy, right? The fake Kojima character. You know, that guy, he himself was just there was nothing, nobody knew anything about him. And obviously, then, you know, when he shows up with fucking like his head all wrapped up, then you're like, oh, this is fake.
Yeah. All right. So a couple of things I want to read here. So they asked him about that image of the dude with the eye patch, right? And he says, yes, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have blurred the image, all this other shit. And then I'm going to read these last 2 things, and then, you know, whatever. Team members of Blue Box and also freelancers we work with, they don't feel comfortable to show their face right now. It's not fun being labeled as a scammer. So, yeah, that's the reason why people don't feel comfortable right now showing their faces or even publicly announcing that they're involved with Abandoned. Let me finish this one. I'm really depressed right now. I can't sleep. I can't eat. The biggest thing that's bugging me is that people are labeling us as scammers. That is the big thing that really, really hurts, because that's not my intention at all.
All right. Say you have something and produce nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. He didn't have to say anything.
Why do you think people are believing you scammers, bro? Because of this shit that you're pulling for 6 years.
You know why he can't sleep and he's sweating? It's because he doesn't fucking have anything to show.
Yeah.
So he's
you're right.
And that's why he keeps changing all these fucking genres, and he's like, oh, I guess whatever our fucking vision was, our mission statement, it's not going to be that, because we can't make it work, so let's make it into a survival horror game. You know, and it keeps changing, and you know, requirements change on this thing, and they have no solid vision to what this is gonna be, and it's like, we have a lot of fucking heads looking at our fucking studio now, and we have nothing to show.
Yeah.
What's his role? Is he the project lead? What does he say he is?
Yeah, he's the main dude. You know, I don't know what his title is, but he's like the head of the studio. He's the founder.
Because no, you can be the founder and just be like, yeah, all right, I hired all these other people and they're making the game. Yeah. There's got to be at least one person. Can he just have one developer just come out?
He claims nobody wants to because of this craziness that's going on. That's what he says.
Then you know what? Then some people should be able to look this up on LinkedIn or somewhere. There's got to be somebody who is going to list, hey, I work on this game. This is the project I work on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, his what he has in his Twitter bio is like founder of Blue Box Game Studios.
Yeah.
Independent game developer based in the Netherlands.
I find it just really odd what he just said about the people upset that they're being called a scams. Like that only started like last week. Like what about all the time before that?
Yeah.
You know, it's like what about all the time when like you were I say you when they were in the hype saying or not saying that it's Silent Hill and not saying that they are Kojima. Like did no one decide to speak up then? But only now they're being called a scam. They're like, oh, no, we're not a scam. And now we feel really bad. And now we don't show our faces. It's like, it all seems so convenient, you know,
Yeah.
to me. And it just reeks of something's definitely going on there. Like, it's very odd. Again, I totally agree with everything that's been said prior. And my final thoughts on this, and again, I really just don't want to talk about it because it's just problems everywhere.
Stupid.
If Abandon gets cancelled, then it confirms that the whole thing has just been a sham, and that's it. If it doesn't get cancelled and it comes out, then I'll judge it on what it is, not on all this nonsense behind the scenes. Because again, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. You know, ever since the whole like, oh, it's Silent Hill thing, it was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll wait till it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really hope that for the sake of the studio and whoever's involved, because I'm sure that it's not just the one person, probably like 10, 15 people or however many he says. I don't believe what he says, but however many people there are working on it, for their sake, I really hope that this thing comes out and it's something okay at least.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, you don't have to talk about this bullshit again, but we probably will talk about this again.
It's gonna pop up. They're gonna pop up, and it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be more stuff.